Hey everybody, welcome to the War Boss Fits channel, and today is going to be the official start of the 3.4.1 army lists. Now we're going to start off with the Blessed Sisters for Grimdark Future. Now as you can see on the screen, One Page Rules has made a full model line for the Blessed Sisters. So as we go through the units, that is what is going to pop up on the screen. So let's look at some rules for the army. First one to go over, we're going to talk about the army's special rule, which is devout and highly devout. What those rules do is whenever you fire at an enemy within 12 and you roll a 6 to hit, you get an additional hit. But only the original hit counts as a 6 for special rules like rending. And with highly devout, that happens on a 5 or a 6. And something that's going to be in our army list for today when we get to the battle report is Frenzy. Counts as having Furious and gets AP +1 when charging. Furious is going to be the same thing as Devout except for melee combat. You roll a 6 to hit, you get an additional hit. And as you can see, all the other special rules on the screen, there is a ton of stuff with this army. So much so, we're just going to go over them as we get to them on the units. So let's look at the spells. So here are the spells. We just talked about the buffs and the debuffs because the offensive spells, you could just see what they do. So we're going to start off with Holy Tears. 2 friendly units within 12 get poison next time they fight in melee. This is a good spell to have in your pocket because poison gets rid of regeneration. So if you're fighting somebody who has a lot of regeneration in your army, this is going to be something you have to help mitigate the enemy's defenses. Then Heretics. Target 2 enemy units within 18. They get -1 to defense rolls next time they take hits. Another way to mess with enemies' defenses. Always good to have something like that in your pocket. And then the next buff is Litanies. Target 2 friendly units within 12. They get +18-inch range next time they shoot. You want to have 30-inch flamers? This is how you do it. That's it for the spells. Let's go ahead and hop into the army and look at the units. Alright, we have the narrative heroes turned on. Let's go ahead and look at our one narrative hero in the army. It is Constance. Quality 4, defense 4. Devout hero, rangefinder backpack. Giving 1 friendly unit within 12 +1 to hit next time it shoots. Scout, Strider, toughness 3, and unique. Unique means you can only ever take one of these in your army. Strider means you ignore difficult terrain, and Scout means before turn 1 happens, you get to place this model anywhere within 12 inches of your deployment zone. So most of the time armies in One Page Rules are 24 inches apart. This lets you start right at the midpoint. Comes with a flamer pistol, 1 shot, blast 3 and reliable, and an energy sword, 2 attacks, AP 1 with rending. No other upgrades. And for 110 points with that rangefinder backpack, that's a pretty good price for that. Pretty nice pre-made hero for you to put into your army. But if you want something different, there's options coming up. Now into the non-unique stuff. We're going to start with the Exosuit High Sister. Quality 4, defense 3, devout, fear of 2, hero, and toughness of 9. Now, fear. Whatever the number is on the fear number, and in this case it's going to be 2, you count as doing that many additional wounds in combat. And you use that number to determine who has to take the morale test at the end of melee. She comes equipped with a great energy sword for 6 attacks, AP 2 with rending, and stomp for 3 attacks, AP 1. Now you can upgrade her with a ranged weapon, a heavy flamer, heavy machine gun, or a super heavy fusion rifle. And on top of that, you can give her a grenade launcher mod or a storm mod, and backpack missiles, 24 inches, 1 shot, AP 1, blast 3, indirect. Now a hero unit with toughness 9, you can't attach it to any units. It's too big. So as you can see, there's no like unit special rules associated with this. So she's going to be on her own. And normally what I like to do in that situation when I have a lone hero, I like to outfit it for close combat. And in this case, 9 attacks, 6 of those are rending AP2. It's a pretty decent hero, especially with Fear of 2 thrown on top of it. Probably going to win whatever combat she initiates. And if you have an army full of exosuits, you just love nuns in Gundams, this is obviously the character for you. Next, we go to the High Destroyer Sister. Quality 4, Defense 4, Ambush, Devout, Hero, Toughness 6, and Shield Wall. Now, Ambush, you have the option to keep her off of the board and to come in on any turn after the first. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on how many turns you're going to play in your game. 9 inches away from the enemy, so you can spring some devious traps with your ambush units. And then Shield Wall here, +1 to defense rolls that are not from spells. So essentially, she becomes defense of 3. And bare bones, the only thing you have on you is a close combat weapon for 4 attacks. Now, here we have some squad rules. You could choose Blind Faith, where this model and unit gets stealth, War Hymns to give this model and unit AP1 in melee, Caster 2 to give you access to the spell list, Caster 3 to give you more access to magic tokens for the spell list, and Spiritual Guidance to give you and your units AP +1 when shooting. Now, being a destroyer with ambush, I am definitely going to go for War Hymns. AP +1 on stuff in melee. On an ambush unit, it just works. You can replace the shield and close combat weapons with dual energy claws, giving her 8 attacks with rending, or a rapid storm rifle, 6 shots at 24 inches, AP1. Or if you stick with the close combat weapons, you can do an energy sword, chain fist, heavy mace, or energy fist. And if you go Energy Fist for AP4, then you don't need War Hymns, because there's not... upgrading it to AP5 isn't worth it. So on to our next unit, the Celestial High Sister. Quality 4, Defense 4, Celestial Veteran, so she's going to get +1 to hit in melee and shooting, Devout, Hero, Toughness 3, and Shield Wall. 2 attacks with a close combat weapon. Again, we have the same upgrades, Blind Faith, War Hymns, Caster 2, Caster 3, and Spiritual Guidance. You can replace the combat shield and close combat weapon with a heavy chainsaw sword, a procession sword, and a banner, giving Fear of 3 on top of Shield Wall, and 2 attacks, AP1, Reliable with Rending, which the Reliable means you hit on a 2. So Celestial Veteran means you go to quality 3, so that is an upgrade. Or Holy Spear for 4 attacks, AP2 with Reliable. You can replace the combat shield with a whole array of ranged weapons. Let's see, Storm Rifle, Plasma Rifle, Flamethrower, Sniper Rifle, Shred Pistol, Heavy Rifle, Plasma Pistol, Shotgun, Fusion Pistol, Master Heavy Pistol, or a Flamer Pistol. And then if you do click this button to take the Master Heavy Rifle, that gives you access down here to mods that you can put on them to give you 1 shot of a special weapon, a Flamer, Fusion, Plasma, or a Crossbow, which makes you a sniper. You could do Energy Sword, Chain Fist, Heavy Mace, or Energy Fist, and this is where you can put on extra equipment to sync her into other squads. You got jetpacks for ambush and flying, Vanguard for scout and strider, Holy Wing for flying, ambush, and toughness 3, or a combat bike, which gives her fast, toughness +3, and 2 more shots with a twin heavy rifle. So for this character, it just begs the question of where you gonna put it. If you're putting her in a shooting squad, then Spiritual Guidance is good. It's kind of pricey, but AP +1 when you shoot is pretty nice. Then you can go for a shotgun, heavy rifle, plasma rifle, or a storm rifle. You could put a mod on, so 110 to give your whole squad of shooting sisters +1 AP. That's not bad. Or you can go for the melee approach. We'll do War Hymns, Heavy Chainsaw Sword. And for 90 points, this would be good in one of your Fanatic squads, or you can do Jetpack to put her into a Jetpack squad, or even ambushing on her own. It's not terrible. But if you do that, you go for the Holy Wing. This way you get 3 more toughness. Next is the High Sister, which is everything the last character was, except we do not have the Celestial Veteran, so you are stuck at quality 4. And same options here, same options here, same options here, 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 and here. So we don't got to talk about it. Next unit is the Fanatic Superior. Quality 5, Defense 5, Fearless, Frenzy, Hero, and Toughness 3. So there's the Frenzy we talked about with the other special rules, but Fearless, whenever you fail a morale test, roll a die, and on a 4+, it counts as passed. It's like a morale do-over. Now, there are no options for squad rules, which I think is a missed opportunity. I would absolutely at least put War Hymns as an option on the Fanatic Superior, but it's not there. She has a dual shock whip for 1 attack with blast of 3. And you can switch that out for a dual force whip, 1 attack AP2 deadly 3, a dual plasma whip for 2 attacks AP4, or a superior chainsaw sword, 4 attacks AP1 with rending. And then the other upgrade she has is you can turn her into a flagellant, which gives regeneration. And regeneration, whenever you take a wound, roll 1 dice. On a 5+, it is ignored. It's like a feel no pain from 40k. So with no squad options, I feel like I said, this is a missed opportunity of a character. If you're going to be using a hero inside a melee squad, just instead go for the High Sister. Then you got War Hymns. I mean, just that alone, it's a blatantly better character. Where the Fanatic Superior would be better, I don't know. I don't see a place where the Fanatic Superior is better than the High Sister. But I don't know. Put down in the comments. Tell me. Maybe I'm just blind to it. And then last hero is the littlest leader that we have, the Novice Leader. Quality 5, Defense 5, Devout, Furious, Hero, Toughness 3, and Shield Wall. Comes with 2 attacks, close combat weapon, and a shield, and a combat shield. And even here, there's War Hymns. I wish the Fanatic Superior had that. But it's the same squad rules as we've seen on the other 2 characters. Same weapon options there, and there, and there, and there. The Novice Leader doesn't have access to the other pieces of equipment, so she's always going to be on foot. No bikes, no wings, nothing cool. This is not a hero that you take for combat. This is a hero that is strictly a buff carrier. So, War Hymns, Casters, Spiritual Guidance. For this character, because you start at a lower point value, this is where I would, do the Casters. Because your quality as a character, it doesn't matter for magic stuff, for psychic stuff. The only thing that matters on this table is whatever that number is next to the caster rule. So, save you a handful of points. This is where I do my casters from. Now we are into the core units. Let's look at Fanatics. Quality 5, Defense 5, Fearless, and Frenzy with chainsaw swords for 2 attacks at AP1. You can replace all the chainsaw swords with dual arc flails for 2 attacks with rending, and you can make them flagellants for regeneration. Now the army list I'm bringing to the battle today is a melee list for the sisters. I wanted to do something different for their next time around. I'm going to be building different armies for everybody, just supplementary different units, just to show you how much your unit choice can really change the theme and feel of a list. So let's build a unit with these. Fanatic Sisters, combine the unit, take 10, and then I went with High Sisters attached to the units, give them heavy chainsaw swords and War Hymns, and that was it. So 270 points, you have 11 models. With War Hymns, everything is AP2, and then in the Fanatics down here with Frenzy, they get AP +1 when they charge. So for these 10 models, that is going to be 20 attacks at AP3. Hitting on a 5 with Frenzy, That means that anytime you roll a 6, it's an additional hit. These are blenders. And if you've been watching these videos for a while, you'll know I love blender units. And what I consider a blender unit is something that has multiple attacks that is just meant to go and shred whatever it touches. And this unit will kill. So let's go to the next one. We have the Novice Sisters. Quality 5, defense 5, devout and furious. 2 attacks apiece with dual close combo weapons. You can upgrade one model with a canticle megaphone, giving them +1 to morale tests, a sacred banner for fear of 2, and medical training, which will give the unit regeneration. You can replace all the dual close combat weapons with a rifle close combat weapon, a great weapon, or a pistol close combat weapon. And you can replace up to 2 pistols with fusion rifles or flamers. Now this is what I'm going to call Fanatic Sisters Light. Here you give them great weapons, and then let's put them directly up against the Fanatic Sisters. The only difference between these two units now, when this one charges, it gets AP +1. When this one charges, it doesn't. That's the only difference. And this is a squad of 10, this is a squad of 5, so let's double it. So you are saving 45 points in this equation. You can do the same thing we did with the Fanatic Sisters. You can put a High Sister with War Hymns on here to make them all AP2 when they charge. Here you can go Fear or Medical Training. You could even take a brick of 20 of these. I didn't bring this unit, but let's build it out real quick. Let's just see what crazy we could do. Put a Novice Leader in there just to keep on the theme. We'll do War Hymns, Heavy Chainsaw Sword. We got one with Medical Training. This one will do the Fear. So 410 points. We got 21 bodies. We have 44 attacks. With War Hymns, those are all going to be AP2. All hitting on a 5. 40 of them are going to be exploding 6s. If you just wanted big melee units, this would definitely work. And with Medical Training, the regeneration on top of it, oh yeah. This could be a rough fight for the enemy. Now let's move on to the next unit. Warrior Sisters. These are your standard nuns with guns. Quality 4, defense 4 with devout. And remember, devout means that if you shoot something within 12 and roll a 6, you get extra hits. You come with heavy rifles, 1 shot at 24 with AP1, and a single attack with a close combo weapon. Now we get the Canticle Megaphone, the Fear 2 banner, and medical training option. You also have options for a sergeant. You can replace the rifle with a sergeant pistol and sergeant hand weapon, which you can then change to a plasma pistol or a shred pistol, and the sergeant hand weapon for an energy sword or energy fist. And you have the options to replace one heavy rifle with a plasma, flamer, shred, fusion, heavy flamer, storm rifle, heavy machine gun, or heavy fusion rifle. This is going to be where your basic shooting squad comes from. Options for characters, let's just flash it up real quick. It would be the spiritual guidance would help them the most with AP +1 if you wanted to attach a character to it. But on their own, I like just taking 5 heavy rifles, maybe a plasma rifle or a fusion rifle to give you some anti-heavy infantry or a little bit of anti-tank ability. What I would like to see is a shotgun option, because I am insane. Wasn't there a movie like Nuns with Shotguns or Shotgun Nuns? I don't know. I used to watch a lot of bad movies. I think I saw something like that. It would just be perfect in my mind. Next unit is the Vanguard Sisters. Quality 4, defense 4, devout, scout, and strider. So these start at the midway point. Heavy rifles and close combat weapons. We have, again, sergeant options here. You can replace all the heavy rifles with shotguns. There it is. And for me, I'm clicking that button immediately. But you can replace 2 heavy rifles with plasma rifles and shred rifles, and one of them with flamer, fusion, flamethrower, sniper rifle, or a storm rifle. Now, again, just shotguns. Yes, shotguns. You know why? Because devout's 12-inch range, shotguns are 12-inch range. It is a match made in heaven. And and we can go High Sister, we can go Spiritual Guidance, and then down here at the bottom we can go Vanguard. Take this, double it. 395 points. This is a unit that starts at the midway point, so they are going to start within 12 inches of the enemy deployment zone. They now have AP2 shotguns that explode whenever they roll a 6. If you want some very explosive CQB shotgun nuns, there you go. Next unit is the Protector Sisters, quality 4, defense 4, devout, and shield wall. They come with one-shot pistols and halberds for 2 attacks with rending. You can replace all the halberds with spears for counter or maces for 2 attacks AP2. You can also replace one halberd with a sacred spear, which gives them deadly 3. You can replace one pistol with a plasma flamer or a fusion pistol, and you can replace all the halberds and pistols with procession swords. 2 attacks AP1 with reliable and rending. Now I have ran I've run Protector Sisters before, and even with that shield wall, I mean, mine just attract fire. They see nuns with shields, and just whoever I play against gets very enthusiastic to shoot them. But if you are going for a close combat squad, I would say either maces or this procession sword option down here is pretty nice. You drop the pistol, so you're not paying for a gun that you're not going to shoot, because you want to be in close combat as many times as possible throughout the game. Reliable, making them hit on a 2. That's just really good. That's great. If I was running them in the list, this is how I would do it. Next unit is the Pistolier Sisters, quality 4, defense 4, ambush, devout, and flying. And flying means, kind of like Strider, you ignore the terrain effects, but you can also fly over top of your units and enemy units. They come with twin pistols for 2 shots to AP1 at 12, and 1 attack apiece with close combat weapons. You can replace up to 2 twin heavy pistols with twin light flamers, twin light fusions, or twin light plasmas. You can replace 1 twin heavy pistol with a sword and a heavy pistol for sergeant options, and then you can give her plasma flamer or a fusion pistol. So this is going to be like a shooting maneuver utility squad. Mostly going to be used for, objective snatching or making the enemy move in a direction they don't want to go, just by ambushing in a weird spot. But if you want to go offensive with it, I would say do the twin light fusions and then sergeant with plasma pistol. This way, for offensive firepower, you have 5 shots AP4. Maybe you'll kick off a devout shot in there for extra hits. That's pretty decent. Next option is the Assault Sisters, which are again with the wings, so they have ambush, devout, and flying, but this is the melee version. Quality 4, defense 4, 1-shot pistols, and 2 attacks, energy swords with rending. You can replace one of those pistols with a plasma flamer or a fusion pistol. So same kind of tactic as before, except this one you're going to get a little bit more oomph out of it. Even though they're only AP1 energy swords, this is where you can go for a High Sister with war hymns and a jetpack. 250 for 10 attacks, or 420 for a squad of 10 sisters for 20 attacks here. With war hymns are all AP2. They're all quality 4, so for combat oomph, not terrible. Next is the Celestial Warrior Sister. This has all of the options that the regular Warrior Sister squad had, except it comes in a squad of 3, and they have +1 to hit. And you can switch out all of the weapons in the squad for something different. So what you're really trying to do with this squad is you're trying to leverage that +1 to hit. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is either with a plasma rifle or fusion rifles. And I would take a fusion rifle over the heavy fusion rifle. The only difference between the two is that the heavy fusion rifle has an 18-inch range, where the regular fusion rifle only has a 12. But the reason why I take this one over the heavy fusion rifle, not only is it 20 points cheaper, but that 12-inch band, that's where your devout kicks in. Always try to leverage devout whenever you're shooting at stuff. It's just, it's built in. You're paying the points, might as well use them. Next is the support sisters. Now these come with highly devout, so they get extra hits on a 5 or a 6. Quality 4, defense 4. Come with heavy flamers, one shot, blast 3, reliable, AP 1 at 12 inches, and 1 attack apiece with close combat weapons. And you can replace the heavy flamers with heavy machine guns or heavy fusion rifles. Once again, devout kicks off on a 12, so it is highly devout. So if you upgrade to either of these two, it takes you out of that range bracket. Now, heavy fusion rifles are a good option if you're fighting against vehicles, because it's only an extra 45 points to give you the possibility of 9 deadly wounds, but I would want to stick with the heavy flamers, because not only are you hitting on a 2, but you have the highly devout where 1/3 of your rolls are going to be getting the extra hit, and there's nothing more fun than having blast weapons kick off extra hits. And 155, that's really cheap. I would definitely consider expanding it to 6. This way you got 6 shots hitting on a 2 with blast of 3 with highly devout, so you're gonna get more hits. It just snowballs into ridiculousness. Next unit is the Destroyer Sisters. Quality 4, defense 4, ambush, devout, toughness 3, and shield wall. Now we saw what the character can do, so let's check out these. Starting with 3 attack close combat weapons and the combat shield. You can replace the combat shield and close combat weapon with dual energy claws for 4 attacks apiece with rending, or storm rifles, 3 shots, 24 AP1. And then you can put in a heavy flamer or a super heavy fusion rifle if you took the storm rifle, or you can replace any close combat weapon with an energy hammer, chain fist, heavy mace, energy sword, or an energy fist. Now for destroyers, if it's Battle Brothers, Havoc Brothers, or Blessed Sisters, I like to outfit them for close combat. And the reason why is that storm rifles are expensive. Are 9 shots at AP1 really worth 90 points? I mean, maybe to some people, but not to me. So let's put a high destroyer sister in here just to show options. I like outfitting her for close combat, so let's do dual energy claws here, dual energy claws here, and then we'll do war hymns for 35 points to boost it up. So just these 4 models, that's going to be 20 attacks. It's going to be 12 here for the Destroyer Sisters and 8 for the High Destroyer Sister, all at AP1 with rending. 320 points, that's not that much of an investment, because when you start talking about destroyers, they are expensive in general. And why not? Let's combine it. 32 attacks, 490 points, rending AP1, hitting on a 4. If there's a way you could put Furious on these, this would be my go-to choice. But you can't. It's just not in the cards. So, putting on AP1, still a pretty good option. This unit is kind of a toss-up between these or, Fanatics for close combat, but these have ambush. That's up to you. This is a way to get an army on the field for cheap model-wise, because, 7 models, 490 points. Let's do this. Let's add it in there, and then we'll go doop, boop. We take 3 of these squads, because that's the maximum number we are allowed to copy a unit at 2,000 points. 1,500 points leaves you with a quarter of your points to do whatever else you want with. Next on the units, we are at the Biker Fanatics. Quality 5, defense 5, devout, fast, furious, fearless, and toughness 3. They all come with heavy chainsaw swords, 4 attacks apiece at AP1, and twin heavy rifles, 2 shots at 24 AP1. And no upgrades. You get what you get. Crazy ladies on motorcycles. So, your close combat squad, again, like a broken record, High Sister with war hymns and a bike. There you go. Now, these Biker Fanatics do not have Frenzy, so they're not going to be AP+1 when they charge. With Warhams, they're at least AP2. The added utility of the twin heavy rifles, you're going to want to be charging stuff with this squad, just because it's just more effective in melee. But I mean, the twin heavy rifles are there, and you come with Devout in case you need to shoot at something, so it's not a total loss, but they're a melee unit. And the shooting bikes are just the Biker Sisters, quality 4, defense 4, devout fast, toughness 3. Each of them have twin heavy rifles, a heavy pistol, and a close combat weapon for 2 attacks. We got the option for a sergeant. You know, you give them shred and plasma pistols, energy fists, and swords. You can replace all of the heavy pistols and close combat weapons with energy lances. 2 attacks piece AP1 with lance, and with lance, whenever you charge, you get +1 to hit and AP +1, making it AP2 and hitting on a 3. Or you can switch out the heavy pistol for a rifle to just kind of synchronize everything here, giving them 3 shots each at 24. And then if you do that, you can take 1 plasma, flamer, or fusion rifle. Now, even though these are the shooting sisters, I mean, you can see what you could do there. You know, take the rifles and 1 of the special weapons of your choice. Also a pretty decent melee unit. Give them energy lances. Throw on a high sister with, again, like a broken record, war hymns. But what that does is then this energy lance here, 2 attacks, it'll be AP3 when they charge. Hitting on a 3. Makes it pretty darn effective. I wish you could take the high sister. Does she have the option for it? I don't think so. No, there is no lance option, so your focus is there. 580 points though for 7 models. They're all toughness 3. They're all fast, and they are pretty effective in close combat, so that's a possibility. And then our last unit in the unit section is an exosuit. Quality 4, defense 3, devout, fear of 1, and toughness 6. Comes with an energy mace, 1 attack AP2 with blast of 3, and a stomp for 2 attacks AP1. You can replace the energy mace with a sword, a heavy energy mace, or a heavy energy sword. You can upgrade it with a heavy flamer, machine gun, or a heavy fusion rifle, and you can give it a grenade launcher or a storm mod. Now, in the game coming up, I took 2 exosuits, and the whole reason why I did that is I had 200 extra points. So I could take 1 and give it some upgrades, or I could take 2. So I took 2 just because I wanted an extra activation. But the best thing for one of these exosuits to do is to get rid of the energy mace. Hitting on a 4, 50-50 with 1 attack, every time you miss with it, you're just going to feel bad. So I would definitely go for the heavy energy sword. 6 attacks at AP1 with rending, more attacks equals more better. And at that point, I would not worry about any ranged weapons. You are 130 points. You are toughness 6. You are defensive 3. You get put on the board and thrown at the enemy and pretty much forgotten about. Send out your exosuits, throw them wherever, and let them do work. They'll either win, or they're going to tie up the enemy long enough to where they're not going to be able to do what they want to do wherever the exosuit went. Now we're on to the vehicles and monsters. Let's start off with the APC. Quality 4, defense 2, devout, fast, impact 3, toughness 6, and transport 11. Now, transport 11, you can carry up to 11 models, or if they are toughness 3, you can carry up to 11 wounds of models. And heroes only count as a single model, they don't count their wounds. So it could be 9 wounds of stuff with toughness 3, and then a hero on top. You'll be at 10, they'll fit. And then impact hits, or whenever you charge into combat, you roll however many number of dice the impact says, and for each 2+, the enemy takes 1 hit, they get their regular armor save, even though I feel like there should be some AP, because you're getting ran into by a tank, but it's balanced this way, it works. And you come with a storm rifle for 3 shots at 24. You can upgrade it with a dozer blade to give him strider, to ignore difficult terrain, and a hunter missile for 1 shot deadly 3 limited at 24. And then you have the option to give it a flamer, fusion rifle, or an additional storm rifle. So it's APC. We all know what APCs are for. Move it forward, keep your troops safe, at least for a turn. Defense 2, but it's only toughness 6. Don't put it in that much of harm's way, otherwise it'll just go kaboom, and then whenever your transport dies with stuff inside, you have to take a dangerous terrain check, which means more stuff can die. Yeah, keep them protected. Just keep them protected as you move forward. Next is the Infernal APC. Quality 4, Defense 2, Devout, Fast, Impact 3, Toughness 9, so it's a little tougher, but only Transport 6. And the reason why it's only Transport 6 is because you got extra weapons. Comes with a Heavy Flamer and Twin Heavy Flamer all around. That's going to be 3 shots 12 with Blast 3, Reliable, and AP 1. And again, remember with Devout, you get extra hits on a 6. So you can replace that Twin Heavy Flamer with Twin Heavy Machine Guns, Twin Heavy Fusion Rifles, or Twin Flamer Cannons. You can replace that Heavy Flamer, the single one, with a Storm Rifle, Heavy Fusion Rifle, or a Heavy Machine Gun. You upgrade it with a Dozer Blade for Strider and that Hunter Missile that we saw before, and Flamer Fusion and a Storm Rifle. So again, kicking off that Devout rule, I would stick with the Heavy Flamers. I would even go down here and put on another Flamer. 4 shots with Blast 3. Yeah, just have Devout kick off as many times as possible. And then whatever you put inside of it, take a smaller squad to pop out and finish it off. With Transport 6, that gives you the option to, let's be silly, take some Support Sisters, a combined squad of Support Sisters. So this whole package here, 625 points, but it is 10 Flamer shots. Most of them AP1, all of them reliable, all hitting on 2 with Blast. You're gonna be burninating the countryside. Next unit is the Organ Tank. Quality 4, Defense 2, Devout, Fast, Impact 3, Toughness 9. Comes with 1 Heavy Flamer and a Organ Heavy Missile. 3 shots, AP2, Deadly 3, Lock On with 30-inch range. Now you replace the Heavy Flamer with the Storm, Fusion, or another Heavy Machine Gun. You could do Dozer Blades for Strider and the Hunter Missile. And you can switch out the Organ Heavy Missile for the Organ Mortar Array. 3 shots, AP1, Blast 3, and indirect at 36 inches. So this one is just entirely what you want to do with the vehicle. Do you want to keep it hidden? Take the Organ Mortar Array. You want to use it kind of as a front line of sight sort of damage dealer. Keep the Organ Heavy Missile. That one is up to you. There's no higher level thinking than that. And plus, the vehicle looks damn cool. Next is the Battle Tank. Quality 4, Defense 2, Devout, Fast, Impact 6, Toughness 12. 2 Heavy Flamers, and a Battle Cannon for 2 shots, AP2, Blast 3 at 30. Now down here, I'm just going to start calling these the vehicle upgrades because it's on pretty much all of them that have tracks. And then we have the Battle Cannon. You can replace it with an Anti-Tank Cannon or a Twin Auto Cannon. Now, I don't normally use battle tanks because I normally play at 2,000 points. Being 415 here, it's kind of pricey. But what I do know is that the autocannon, in my opinion, is probably the best, most versatile gun in the game. 6 shots at AP2, you're going to be damaging vehicles, you're going to be killing infantry, it's got a higher rate of fire. In my opinion, just all around better. And then for added deca, you can go over 2 heavy machine guns. 12 shots out of this tank, it's 460 points, little pricey at 2,000, but you get to roll handfuls of dice. And who doesn't love that? Now we come to the Gundams. First one is the Assault Walkers. Quality 4, Defense 2, Devout, Fear of 2, Fearless, Furious, Regeneration, Scout, and Toughness 9. So this is going to be moving to the middle of the board. Remember that as we talk more about it. Comes with 2 heavy flails, which will be 2 attacks AP1 Blast at 3, and a Stomp for 3 attacks AP1. You can replace any heavy flail with Rapid Heavy Flamers for 2 shots AP1 Blast 3 and Reliable, and a Bash Then we do that, you replace the bash with a light flail, light claw, light chainsaw, or a light fist. But why would you put this on there? You're an assault walker. You go punch things in the face. So we go down to this down here. You replace the heavy flail with a heavy chainsaw, heavy claw, or heavy fist. And remember, you can do this twice because you've got 2 heavy flails. My personal favorite, 2 heavy fists. Nothing says, get off my lawn, like 8 attacks AP4. You're only going to be hitting on a 4, but you are furious. So remember, 6s give you extra hits. Fear of 2, you're probably going to be winning whatever fight you're in. And with 8 attacks AP4, man, I hope you're going to win that fight. Just big old punchy robot. That's all I got to say. Next one is the support walker. This is the shooting robot. Quality 4, defense 2, fear 2, fearless, highly devout, so more hits on a 5 or a 6. Protected, so any shot coming in is AP -1. Regeneration and toughness 9. And again, we have the 2 heavy flails and a stomp. You can replace the heavy flails with a rapid heavy machine gun, 6 shots, AP 1 to 30. Which here, that is your only ranged option. So again, using a highly devout, you're going to want to do that twice. Here we're getting pretty pricey at $455. And we have the same options that we had on the Assault Walker for weapons. We got a bash, you can do a flail, claw, chainsaw, or fist. And the heavy flails, you can do heavy chainsaw, claw, or fist. But in this configuration, I wouldn't worry about any of these options. You're going to be shooting stuff. 12 shots at AP1, 5s and 6s explode. Protected, defense 2. You're not going to be going anywhere either. It's a pretty decent gun platform. Next unit is the Procession Altar, and this is an interesting one. I wanted to run this in the list today, but on my little Mars 2 Pro, this would have taken me 3 days to print. I'll have this one day, but today is not that day. Quality 4, defense 2. Angelic Aura. Pick 2 friendly units within 12, they get +1 to the next morale test. Fast. Holy Statue. Pick 2 friendly units within 12. They get +1 to hit next time they fight in melee. Protective Aura. Pick 2 friendly units within 12. They get +1 to defense rolls. Toughness 6 and Transport 6. Comes with a dual flame sword for 8 attacks, AP1, reliable, and rending. And you can upgrade it with an Angelic High Sister with a Holy Spear. 4 attacks, AP2, reliable, and toughness +3. Now, this isn't a model that you can upgrade on its own. Well, I mean, you can, but it doesn't like upgrade itself. It's made to support units around it. So in a perfect world, this is the package I would have put together. 2 combined squads with High Sisters with War Hymns and the Procession Altar. So now, the Fanatic Sisters, they have 2 attacks apiece with AP3 when they charge. Protective Aura gives them defense of 4. Holy Statue means they're going to be hitting on a 4. And Angelic Aura, which means you get +1 to the next morale test roll, which doesn't really matter that much because they are fearless with quality 5, well, quality 4 when they're led by the High Sister. And then a lot of reliable hits on its own. 1,000 points, well, 1,005 points for this package. But I think it's a pretty decent package. It would have been interesting. Now, last unit in the army is the Blessed Titan. Starting off at 905 points, so this is something you're going to see on a larger table, if at all. Quality 3, defense 2, devout, fear of 4, fearless, and toughness of 24. Comes with 2 flamers, 8 attacks, AP2 with stomp, and 12 attacks, AP1. Oh wait, no, there's 2 of those. 24 attacks at AP1. So we can replace the Titan Claws with flails for rending, swords for rending and AP1, chainsaws for 4 attacks apiece, AP2 and deadly 3, fists for 8 attacks apiece at AP4. You can strap on a battle cannon, 4 shots, AP2 blast of 3, anti-tank cannon, 2 shots, AP3 deadly 6, missile arrays, Vortex, AP2 Deadly 3 and Lock On, or Titan autocannons for 12 shots at AP2. Then you replace those 2 hull flamers with hull fusers for AP4 Deadly 3, or hull machine guns for 3 shots AP1. We're in Crazy Town as far as upgrades go. So, let's see. You want to be melee? Go for the Titan Fist. 16 attacks, AP4. Yeah, you're going to kill whatever you touch, unless it's another Titan. If it is another Titan, go for the Chainsaw. 8 attacks, AP2 Deadly 3. Possibly 24 damage right there, and then the Stomp, that will maybe kill a Titan. Anti-tank cannons. You take one of those, it's 6 Deadly 6, to 2 of them is Deadly 12. It just... Ooh, when you get to this point where you're fielding this, you don't have to listen to me anymore. You know what you're doing. And that is going to be it for all of the units for the Blessed Sisters. I hope I gave you some insight when you go to build an army list of these. But what we're going to do now is head out to the garage and have ourselves a fight. I'll see you out there.
Welcome out to the garage, everybody, to the official start of the second go-around of all the one-page rules armies. And here we have, the Blessed Sisters. I figured I'd start with them because this is the one I get the most comments on, because I kind of skipped the whole beginning of the video last time. So, they're up first, making my penance. And with that, I've brought an entirely different list. This one is going to be themed on assaulting stuff. This is a melee, pretty much only army. So what do we have in the list? We have 3 squads of Fanatic Sisters, all armed with the heavy chainsaws. They're all led by High Sisters, armed with heavy chainsaws, with Devout and War Hymns. So each one of these squads is going to be an AP2. Then we have 6 Biker Fanatics back here that are being led by a Celestial Sister, because I already had 3 regular sisters, so I had to upgrade to the Celestial, who also has War Hymns. So not only are they fast, but again, they are +1 AP to all of their weapons in melee. Next we go over here to the Assault Walker. Ignore all the guns, it has the heavy fists. So it has 8 attacks AP4 and 3 attacks AP1 with its Stomp, and then they are flanked by 2 bare bones exosuits that have the blast hammers. So let's check out who they're going to be fighting against today. Today they're going to be playing against the Alien Hives. This has changed an awful lot in 3.4. They're going to get their own video with new models. Don't worry, they'll get there eventually. But we needed to start somewhere, right? So might as well start at the beginning of the alphabet. So what do they have? They have a Hive Lord, which is decked out with all of the AP4 blades. He has wings with Flyer and Caster 3. 2 squads of 10 Assault Grunts with Furious and No Retreat. 5 Soul Snatchers over here. 2 squads of 3 Hive Storms, which have Ambush. 3 Ravenous Beasts, again, all decked out with AP4 and Scout. 3 Shadow Leapers up there. They're all outfitted with the whips, so they're going to be hitting on a 2, and they are going to be ambushing in and having a whole lot of fun. And finally, we have a Carnival Rex over here, again decked out with all of the AP4. So here we are at the table view. We're going to do this the right way. We are going to roll to see how many objectives on the board. I'm going to be playing the Sisters, and Uncle C is going to be playing the Alien Hives. And he's going to get the honor of seeing how many objectives we get, which is going to be D3 plus 2. Roll the dice. So we got 5 objectives. Okay, objectives are out. He put down that one, and that one, and then I put down this one. And now we're going to see who goes first. And the Sisters got a 3. Aliens got a 5, so Aliens go first. So here's our deployments. Over here we got the Exosuits, Fanatics, Fanatic Bikers, Fanatics Exosuit, and then the Assault Walker is moved all the way forward to touch that objective. And then facing off over here we have the Carnival Rex, Soul Snatchers, we got some Assault Grunts, and then nothing back there. The Hive Lord, the Ravenous Beasts, and then the Assault Grunts over there. First activation of turn number 1, we got the Soul Snatcher is going to go up there and contest that objective, not quite wanting to jump into the face of the Assault Walker. First activation for the Sisters. Instead of jumping right into combat, we are going to take these bikers and we are going to move this way to shoot at some stuff. Putting them there, and then they're going to fire over at those ravenous beasts. So here we go for shooting. We're going to start off with the Celestial Sister. She's going to be hitting on a 3 with 2 hits. And then the rest of the Fanatic Bikers is going to be hitting on a 5 for 4 more. And they are not in range to have Devout kick off, so they just count as 1 hit. 7 on a 5. So it takes 4 wounds. That's going to be 1 Ravenous Beast down, 1 wound to the other. So in response, they're going to run forward at speed and attack those Fanatic Bikers because they have Strider. They don't care that they're standing in difficult terrain. All right, their attack's looking for 4. 4 hits. They are AP 4, so saving on a 6. Yep, so that's going to be 1 bike and 1 wound on another. So then I got to look something up. Hold on a second. So I had to look up that number just to make sure it was right, the one that I wrote down. But yeah, they have 4 attacks apiece at AP 2, hitting on a 5. And then the Celestial Sister, same thing, hitting on a 3 for 4 more. Saving on a 6. Yeah, that's going to be the end. So those 2 are gone. We got 1 bike gone, and then the wound marker just moves over there. Next activation for the Sisters, we're going to have this Fanatic unit move forward. They're going to end up like that. Time for the Alien Hives. They're going to move the Assault Grunts up through that little gap into those Fanatic Sisters. So for those Assault Grunts, we got 20 attacks hitting on 5 with Furious. So this here's what hits. We got 6 hits, but 4 of them are Furious. So we add in another 4 for 10 hits. Now the Fanatic Sisters, they are going to save on a 5. We failed that many. And they have regeneration. So overall, that was pretty good. We only lose 3. All right, we're going to start off with the High Sister hitting on a 4. 1 hit. And then the rest of the Sisters on a 5. AP 2, saving on a 6. So he also loses 3. So we end up in a tied combat. No one has to take a morale test, but the Assault Buggers have to move back an inch. Huzzah! Next, we're going to have the Assault Walker. It's going to move forward and charge into those Soul Snatchers. So first, we're going to go with the big attacks, hitting on a 4. Ooh, 2 hits, but they are Furious, so that turns into 4. And then the Stomps. Nothing. Save it on a 6. So he loses 3. 4 attacks, hitting on a 3 back. You got 3 hits. AP 1, saving on a 3.
He's rending.
Saved all 3. So morale test for the Soul Snatchers. They're going to pass. So the Assault Walker moves back an inch. And then Carnival Rex is coming in. So starting off with the Stomps on a 4. Woo! Okay, no Furious, so it's just 4 hits. And then the big claw attacks. Got 4 hits there. So we're going to do the AP 1. Saves all those. And then the AP 4 fails all 4 of those. So it's taking 4 wounds. So fighting back, it is fatigued. 8 attacks, AP 4, hitting on a 6. Ooh, got 3 there. And then the Stomps. 1 there. So 1 save on a 3 for the Stomp. Passes. And 3 saves on a 6. Fails 3. So the Assault Walker has lost combat. Morale test time. And it passes. That was a blatant 6. So next to activate is going to be the Sisters in the center. They are going to go ahead and boogie to the objective. Like that. The absolute unit that is the Hive Lord is moving to there. And then we are going to get some psychic shenanigans. So first we're going to do Psychic Blast into those Fanatic Sisters. We're using 1 point. Goes off on a 4. It's going to go off. AP 2, saving on a 6. Bam! There goes a whole bike. And then next, it is going to be the Psychic Shriek against both of those units on a 4. That's going to fail. Next unit to activate is going to be this unit of sisters, and they're going to head towards the middle to reinforce. Like that. Moving over here towards Big Chungus. Last unit to activate for the alien hives is that unit of assault grunt, which is kind of hiding over in the corner under the tree. They're going to move out. They're moving to there. Next up, we're going to have this exosuit just going to move over to this objective. And then exosuit number 2, right in the center of the objective, is going to hang out there. So in turn 1, we had some maneuvering going on. It looks like the Fanatic Sisters are just moving forward to go do Fanatic Sister stuff. We're going to see if they will be able to chew through the alien hives, or if the high attacks of the alien hives will take out the Fanatic Sisters. Moving on to turn number 2. First unit of ambushers for the alien hives are these guys, dropping in right next to that exosuit. And then the next group of ambushers are the hive swarms, moving over here to touch that objective from this side. First activation, turn 2. Hive Lord in here. He's going to cast some spells elsewhere and then do this fight. So here we go. Do the Psychic Blast first on the bikers. On a 4. It does not go off. And then against the bikers in the Fanatic squad not engaged for the blast. So we got, for the shriek. So we got, that goes off. Each of those squads takes 4 hits. So the biker Fanatics save on a 5. That's going to be 1 bike gone. And then the other Fanatics on foot save on a 5. They take 1 wound, but they have regeneration. So 1 of those goes down. So stomps.
I'm AP1. I'm 3.
2 hits. And then the AP4 attacks. Ooh, hitting on a 3? Mm-hmm. Yeah, hitting on a 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Giving 10 total. All of his AP rips right through the armor, saving on a 6. So we save 2 there. And then they all have regeneration. Saving another 1, meaning that we got 3, 7 of them die. Leaving us with 6 attacks from the Fanatic Sisters that are going to completely miss. And 4 attacks from the High Sister for 2 hits. Saves on a 4. Takes 1 wound. Morale test for the Sisters. And because of the High Sister, they're going to pass. So Big Chungus takes a step back, and that's how that ends up. Next activation for the Sisters, the Salt suit is going to fight the Carnival Rex. 8 big attacks hitting on a 4 with Furious, so we end up with 7 hits, and then 3 stomps. 3 ones, completely misses. Saving on a 6 because they're AP 4. Woo, takes all of them. 7 wounds. Oh. It's down to 2, but it gets to fight back. Okay, the stomps, we got 2 hits. And then the AP 4 hits, we got 6. So AP 1 saving on a 3. It saves those. Then AP 4 on a 6. Saves 1. Regeneration. Saves 2 more, so it takes 3. The suit is down to 2. Morale test for the Carnival Rex. It's going to pass. So just back it up an inch, and the fight continues. And because it's going right back in, round 3, I guess. Stomps, nothing. Big claws. 3 hits. Save it on a 6. None of those. And then regeneration. Saves 1, but it's not enough. Crash! She goes down. So now it is the Sisters' turn, and we're going to have this squad charge into the big guy, but I'm just going to like move these a little bit just so we can differentiate the squads. Like that. Okay, now, because they've lost 1, they're down to 9 Sisters left. Now, these Sisters have Furious and Frenzy plus War Hymns from the High Sisters. So that's going to be AP2 from the War Hymns, and then from Frenzy it turns into AP3. Hitting out of 5, 6s are extra hits. As I missed the box with 2. There we go. So there's our hits. We got 4 extra there from the Furious. And then we got a High Sister. She has 4 attacks, hitting on a 3. So there's 2 more. These are only going to be AB2. Or there's 3 more. These are only going to be AB2. I think I said that. I don't know. So saving on a 4 with those. So there's 1. And the rest save on a 5. Ooh. Take out those 5s. So it is 3, 6, 8 more wounds. So 9 wounds total on them. And I guess to fight back. So just because everything is going to go right through the armor, we're going to throw 16 dice. Hitting on a 6 because of fatigued. Hey, 6 out of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Saving on a 6. There's 2 saves. And the regeneration. Oh, it's nothing. Saves everything. Morale test for the Hive Lord. It's going to fail, but it has Fearless. So it passes. So yeah, that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. So we back up an inch, kind of around there. All right. So over here on the box, they're going to go and fight this exosuit on the back objective. So here we go. Shadow Leapers have the whips. They're going to be hitting on 2. For a lot. AP nothing, so we're saving on a 3, but it is poison, so I got to reroll 6s. So there's 1, 2 wounds there. I have to reroll this 6 into a 4, so it takes 2 wounds. And then the exosuit is going to attack 1 attack with the hammer. That's going to miss. And then 2 stomps on a 4. Miss. Good job. Even with her fear, she loses combat. Morale test on a 4. It's going to pass. So next over here, these Fanatic Sisters, they are going to attack these Assault Grunts. So here we go. It's all the same stuff that we had with the Hive Lord, hitting on a 5 with Furious. So only 3 hits out of all that, but with Furious turns into 5. And then the High Sister, 3 more hits. Saving on a 6.
Yep.
Save 2. So that is 6 gone. 1 grunt left. Well, it hits once. Saving on a 5. Fail. Regeneration. Fail. Morale test for the last guy. He's going to fail, but he has the no retreat rule. And it means he's going to go down. Leaving them open to move on to the objective that, it's still contested, but rawr. Next to activate is going to be those Assault Grunts with Strider. They're going to go right through the bushes, which we can move this.
Sure?
Yep, there we go. There we go, 20 attacks with the Furious, hitting on a 5. So these are the amount of hits we got, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Furious, saving on a 5. Oh, saved a couple. And then regeneration. Saves 1 more, so there is 6 of them down. Sisters fighting back. We got 3 girls and the High Sister. On a 6, we only got 1 hit. Saving on a 6. That saves. Morale test for the sisters. They're going to fail, but they are fearless. They're going to pass. So then our Fanatic Bikers, they are going to, even through the difficult terrain, just whoosh, rawr, into there. So the Celestial Sister hitting on a 3. So we got 3 hits there. And then the Biker Girls hitting on a 5. So we got 1, 2. So we got 5 hits there with 2 more Furious. Saving on a 6. Saves 2. Leaving it with 2 left. 1 hit. Saving on a 5. Fail. And no regeneration, so they just take a wound. So morale test for those little buggers. They're going to fail. And then the no retreat rule. They're good. So we got the Soul Snatchers. They're going to go into that squad there. 2 attacks apiece, hitting on a 3. We got 2 hits. AP1 sends them right to a 6. That's 2 failed. And they are rending, so there is no regeneration. So that's going to be 2 sisters gone. Leaving us with 4 sisters and a High Sister. The AP is going to go right over the top. So, 2 hits. Saving on a 6. Hey! Morale test for the sisters. They're going to pass. So, Sister's turn. Exosuit's going to go right back in. So, the blast attack on a 6. No. And then stomps on a 6. 1 hit. AP 1. They're going to pass. Attacks back. They are fatigued, but the weapon is reliable. So, I'm going to make... I'm not sure what the interaction is here. Let me know down in the comments. But we're going to say reliable overrides. Just because the weapon itself hits on a 2. I could be wrong. Let me know. So it's going to hit on a 2. Still got a lot of 1s, so. Saving on a 3. Ooh, it takes 3 more, and... Alright, down to 1 wound. Morale test. It's going to pass. So it's down to 1 wound left. Don't expect much out of exosuits, at least not in this configuration. So over here, this front squad is going to onto that objective. And then, Sister's activation. This suit is going to over to there. So the blast attack. Hey, it finally hits, so that'll be 3. And then the stomps. 1 more hit. Saving on a 6. So that's enough to lose 1 base. Fighting back, hitting on a 6. There's 3 hits. Saving on a 3. I failed 1. And yeah, that's the end of it. Morale test for the little gribbly boys. They're going to fail. Yep, they are fearless. They're going to fail. So they're just going to be stunned. So down to 5 here with this squad stunned. And then last activation, these are going to... Little gribblies are going to jump in there as well. Not attacks on a 6. 2 hits. Saving on a 3. Oh, with the poison. Saved. Blast attack. And the stomps. No. Now the suit has fear of 1, so the little guys lost combat. They're going to fail, but they have fearless. And they are going to be stunned. So, again, nothing got hurt, but the little buggers are scared. So at the end of turn 2, both the armies are getting pretty thin. This is what happens when you have 2 melee armies just booking it into each other. So moving on to turn number 3. So first activation of turn number 3, these sisters here are going to run into Mr. Hive Lord. First, we're going to do the High Sister, hitting on a 4. 1 hit. And then the sisters themselves hitting on a 5. Absolutely nothing. Saving on a 4. He's going to pass. And just rolling all the attacks for the Hive Lord. 16 attacks, hitting on a 3. Oh no. For that many hits. Saving on a 6. We saved 1. With regeneration. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's enough. Talk about anticlimactic. Roll in there and hit with nothing. So then the Hive Lord is going to charge into the bikes, and we're going to do a bunch of casting over here. So starting off with the Shriek. And it fails. And then the Blast. Also going to fail. And again, doing all the attacks at the same time because it goes right through the armor, but this time on a 6. For 2. Saving on a 5. Ooh, 1 girl takes 1 wound. Attacks back with a Celestial Sister on a 3. Ooh, we got 3 hits. And then the rest of the Biker Fanatics on a 5. Saving on a 4. Taking 2 wounds, he's going to be alive with 1 wound left. And with Fear of 2, he wins combat. Morale test for the Bikers. They're going to pass. So he's down to 1, and then the 1-inch move back. Now it is the sisters' turn. We're going to send in this squad. We're going to take this... Oh, I almost said it. I almost said a gamer word. Let's try this again. High Sister on a 4. There's 3. And then the rest of the sisters on a 5. Oh, there we go. We got 3 6s, meaning they explode. Saving on a 4 with the first batch. There it is. Then next, we are going to do this fight here. 12 attacks on a 2. That was lots of twos. Saving on a 3. That'll do it. Pop. So then over here, these sisters are going to bypass the Soul Snatchers, and they are going to take out, hopefully, the Carnivorex. So here we go again. High Sister on a 4 for 3 hits. And then the rest of the Fanatic Sisters on a 5 with, you know, all the stuff. So that'll be 3 hits, but 2 of them are Fanatic, Furious. So those hit there. Saving on a 4. That'll be enough. And then the Lord of the Dead claims another prize. Soul Snatchers into that squad there. 4 attacks on a 3. So we got 3 hits. Saving on a 6. Failed all 3. It is rending, so there's no regeneration on this. Leaving with just the High Sister and 1 other sister. Hitting on a 6. Ooh, 4 hits. Saving on a 6. That's enough. So then over here with these Fanatic Bikers, they are going to go around those bushes and over into those swarms. Like so. So here we go. The Celestial Sister first on a 6. There's 1 hit there. And the Biker is on a 6. Nothing. Saving on a 6. Fail. 9 attacks. 2 hits. Saving on a 5. They take 2, which is going to kill off a Fanatic Bike Sister. And that also means they lost combat, but they're going to pass. Now some Assault Grunts going in there. Hit number 5. Okay, it'll turn into 2 hits with Furious. Saving on a 5. Fail. Regen. Fail. So it's down to 1 sister and the High Sister. On a 6. 1 hit. On a 5. Fail. So the sisters lost combat, and they're going to pass. So the Exosuit Sister is going to continue picking on that squad there. Blast attack. That's going to hit, so that'll be 3 hits. And then the other attacks, there's 2 more. On 6s. They lose all 6, so that's going to be 1 left with 1 wound. And it misses. So weird camera angle. We're going to take out 1 left with 1 wound, but since it is already pinned or stunned, it's going to automatically fail its morale test, which means it is going to run away, and then the Exo Sister just puts her base on the objective. And then last activation, this squad here is going to recover. So at the end of turn 3, it is a massacre with bodies everywhere. With only 7 Alien Hive models and 8 Blessed Sister models, it's coming down to the wire. First activation for the sisters, because I can see this coming. There we go. So the lone assault grunt is going to fight to those 2 sisters. Oh, you guys are missing all the table talk. I'm getting called all kinds of names for that move. So go ahead and roll your text. 1 hit. Ha! Save it on a 5. Ooh. Regeneration. Oh, it was Furious. Ah. So I lost 1, and then the other one failed. But there's no regeneration on that one. So the High Sister is down to 2. So she's gonna fight back. Ha! 3 hits.
Remember what I said off camera?
Yeah.
Still applies.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Boo. So over here, these Fanatic Bikers, the ones that are left, 2 Bikers and the Celestial High Sister, they're gonna go there. Celestial Sister on a 3. 3 hits. The other Biker Sisters on a 5. We got 2 and 1 Furious. Saving on a 6. So he loses 4. 2 hits. And 2 fails. So this one's down to 1. This one goes away. This one's down to 2. So over here, I've set the camera up because I don't like shaky cam. We're going to have these. Let's just do this. We're going to have these touch the objective and not fight anybody. So they will contest it. Meaning that is contested. Sisters, alien hives, and all the way back there, that's an alien hives objective. I just couldn't get to it, leading to a 2-2 tie. So that's the end of that. At the end of a hard-fought game, it comes down to a tie. The Blessed Sisters in the melee configuration, like I have them, are hard hitters in melee when they can hit. There was a few instances where there was just a whole lot of missing, but that's what happens when you rely on something that hits on a 5. You either really hit hard or you don't hit at all. So hopefully this made up for my Blessed Sisters video that I did last year, and there's going to be many more going forward. So that'll do it for us out here in the garage. I hope you all are out there having all kinds of fun playing OPR wherever you are. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.